Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to a Sunday special. Today I'm going to be doing a Transformers unboxing of Age of the Primes, the 13 Onyx Prime. And you just have to bear with me because the setup is a little awkward because I still don't have a proper unboxing method in the new office. I don't even know how it's going to be in the position I've got it in at the moment, but I'm having to awkwardly reach around all my tech to access the keyboard and mouse and such. It's starting to become more trouble than it's worth, honestly. Right, what am I after? Onyx Prime. Let's find out what Onyx Prime is all about. Onyx Prime, here we go. Okay. Well, congrats, Space, on being first. Thank you for joining. Here is Onyx Prime. As you can tell from the little preview of the figure inside the box, he turns into a Learjet. No, he turns into... He's actually a triple changer. You've got your robot mode. You've got some kind of six-legged beast hawk griffin thing, and then you've got... Actually, no, not a griffin. See, I don't know. Maybe that's the kind of the nature of Onyx Prime, is that it's kind of encompassing a number of beasts. But the head kind of looks like a cross between a griffin and a like a chimera, maybe. But he's also got a centaur mode, so like robot upper body and then 4 limbs, including hooves. So a really wild and out there design for a Transformer, and I am 100% here for it. Very eager to see what it's all about. But anyway, so Onyx Prime. Of the 13 primes, Onyx Prime is the Lord of Beasts, the most spiritually minded of their number, in tune with both the creatures of the natural world and the intangible realm of the spirit. He alone has the ability to properly use the 3-faced triptych mask given to him by Primus. This artifact allows him to cast his spirit across vast distances to commune with the dreams of far-off beings, or even track the journey of a spark across the afterlife. Though some view these strange mental voyages across distant realms as mere flights of fancy, Onyx and his visions make him one of the most inspirational primes. Oops. Onyx Prime's spiritual aptitude allowed him to cultivate an inscrutable presence that made him appear mysterious and slightly intimidating at the best of times, even to the other members of the 13. In spite of his powers, Onyx Prime is a kind-hearted and friendly individual at Spark, a trait that made him one of the most liked members of the 13. Indeed, all of his siblings treated him as a fiercely loyal companion and a steadfast confidant. Micronus Prime, in particular, once regarded Onyx as his closest friend. As the first Transformer to possess a beast mode, those Transformers who revere him as the greatest of the Primes tend to eschew the vehicular alternate modes of other Transformers, preferring to wear the animalistic forms exemplified by their spiritual progenitor. Lots of words there, but that is the little summary of Onyx Prime according to TF Wiki. It's my go-to source for anything Transformers, so I do recommend that. You just have to bear with me a few minutes. I have, obviously, all the other Age of the Primes guys out, including Megatronus here. I turned them all into vehicle mode, but I felt that vehicle mode doesn't really do justice comparing to a beast mode, you know? Because, you know, Megatronus is a tank, Alchemist Prime is like a little van, Solus turns into a car, and Primer turns into like some kind of van as well. But at least I can compare the robot modes. So I'm just going to quickly convert Megatronus back into robot form, and then we will get on with the unboxing. I would have done it sooner, but I've been playing games with friends online. That sounded like a euphemism. It's not. That is actually what I've been doing this afternoon. It's pretty good fun as well. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about the game that I was playing, because it was only a playtest that only exclusive codes are being issued for, and hopefully that doesn't narrow it down to which game it is. It literally had an NDA disclaimer at the beginning, so I think if I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say, then I probably just shouldn't say anything. I also have no idea how the microphone sounds at the moment, because I've had to point it in a different angle, and then I don't know what it will sound like when I move to do the unboxing, so yeah. I don't know, man. It's great having a dedicated space for my computers, for my Transformers and that, but what does suck is that I don't really have the space to do the unboxings like I used to, like on a dedicated table, you know? See, I do have my Rate My Takeaway fold-out aluminium table, but that's a bit wobbly. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to that, maybe I won't. Alright. Nearly there. Just got to put his chest back together. What's the problem there? Ah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Megatronus is now in robot form. Sans, whatchamacallit, flame effects. No pun intended, I have warmed to the flame effect parts. And I do actually display him with them on. I mean, well, maybe not right now, but I do in the display case. Okay. There he is. Yay. We'll get a proper comparison once Onyx is out. I pressed the button. Whoops. Okay. I am now going to move over here and hopefully not crash into the door or anything. Ooh, that is some latency on the camera. But, oh god. Might be because it's got dodgy Wi-Fi, or it's just reacting to me being here. It seems to be keeping up in real time now, so snap, snap, snap. Onyx Prime then, here he is. Very excited to crack it open. Still all R1, and then you can see some other Transformers here. You've got Amalgamus Prime here, who I think I mentioned yesterday. That's like the Prime of transformation, so like every inch of him is transformable, I believe. The figure looks really interesting as well. Quintus Prime, obviously inspired by the Quintessons. I don't think there's anything special about it. Like, it's just a tentacle monster that turns into a robot, but, you know, whatever. I don't think any other Primes have been revealed yet. Micronus Prime is obviously on the way as well, but there's still quite a few of the 13 that they need to reveal. I'm very excited for them. Crack open the prison. There's our instructions. There's nothing else in the box, so I can move that down here. And then we've got... There's no, like, paper bag wrapping in this one, like there has been normally. We've got this, which is kind of looks like a tail, but it looks like it splits apart. Yeah, it splits open to do something. I think it might be a bow, and I think he might have at least one arrow, which kind of leans into this whole centaur thing. Pretty cool. Anyway. Oh yeah, this little artwork up here, that's Onyx Prime according to the aligned continuity, and that's where this figure takes inspiration from. Okay, so we've got part of a staff there. And then I am actually going to need to get a pair of scissors or some clips or something. It's alright, nobody panic, I've got my scissors. Oops. Just have to go through these one at a time and set them free. Ah, that was all of them. Perfect. Okay. Put him over there briefly. And then we just get this. Alright, and that's empty also. Just a few tiny little plastic pieces left behind. Okay. So, this is what I believe to be the triptych mask. It doesn't look like a traditional mask, but I just think because it's got these three symbols on there, it's like three different masks that he carries with him and carries them around. But Onyx himself, again, it's got that recently seen Age of the Primes quality. I say as I pull his arm off. That seemed to be loose anyway, that didn't come off with any force, so I think it was already poking out. Which way round does this go? Like that? How's the other arm? Oh yes, okay. Okay, I think the arm is good now. Not feeling this. Skip. Okay. I think we're good. I mean, I don't know how he's meant to look out of the box. He also feels like he wants to tip over. Does that help? Yeah, there we go. And then put this in his hand. His fingers are very tight. There we go. Yeah, and this, I'm not sure where it's meant to go. Can he just hold it? Sure, just hold it like that, my guy. Onyx Prime. Yeah, the setup really isn't doing him any justice. Could be the ring light's fault. Maybe if I lower the brightness on it. Is that a bit better? I don't know. Very impressive robot mode, I have to say. I really like how weird it is. Especially, you know, even like your Optimus Primal, it doesn't quite capture the same weirdness of an animal turning into a robot as Onyx does. Megatron did, because Megatron had an entire T-Rex head hanging off his arm. So like that was like one side of the weirdness. I think Onyx keeps that symmetry going, whilst also having the weird kind of really obvious beast parts showing. Like, look, he's got a hairy foot with a gigantic hoof. He's got the wings. He's got like a beast head hovering back here. It's very cool. But let's see how he's actually meant to present out of the box. If that's even present on here. Yep, okay, out of the box. His head is there, that's where it's meant to be. And this on the back is actually just meant to be like that. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, although, hang on. I just found a little tab in his fingers, but is that the right size? Still not working, don't worry. We'll figure it out. We'll fix it in post. Oh, right, okay, if this folds up, then it actually comes around the back and tabs in here. I believe that's where it wants me to go. Or not. Oh, or like that. Oh, no, this way. Okay, so he has just a tail hanging down behind him. That's what that is now. Cool. Alright, he's a little awkward to hold for robot mode, but we'll do our best. We'll see what all the movement is all about. So we've kind of already seen that he's got an elbow joint. I don't know if these are ratcheting in place as part of the transformation or if they're getting stuck. But there's some movement there. He's obviously, his fingers open up. Nice big hands. Obviously they're designed to hold 5mm like grip things as well. He's got these kind of hooves hanging over his shoulders. I think they're meant to fit into place a bit better. They seem a bit loose on my copy. He's got a nice big beastly head with like a traditional robot face poking out the middle of it. He can look up and around. Can't really look down that far. Shoulders come out that way. They also rotate here. These are kind of flexible and they can move up a little bit more if you need them to. I don't even know how much of this is capturing because again, all you can see is a giant pink ham in front of the robot itself. But again, I can't really prevent that at my current setup. The wings have got some movement. They can also open up. Is that the only way they open up? See, these are like segmented, so like this piece feels separate to this piece. But that seems to be all the movement they can give. But that looks very impressive. And you can kind of see you can see the comparison between the artwork here and the robot itself. So he honestly looks a lot better like that, but I do like that you've got the option to just fold the wings down behind the back and just give him a tidier look if you prefer. I kind of like the wings open, but I realise that's going to take up a lot of space for display. He's got some moving parts on the front and on the back as well, just for kibble and again for storing the tail here. Elbow joints, forearm rotation. It doesn't rotate at the upper arm. Cool. There's obviously a waist swivel there, kind of amplified by the by that. Very nice ankle tilt, and of course you can see the hips swinging out as well. Friction hips. I would have thought they'd be ratcheted, but they're not. Kind of his knee rotation is there, but it does it locks into place here. So if you want this to bend any further back, you've got to just apply a little bit of pressure, and there you go. So you could argue that he's got a double knee joint, but that's just because he's got, bird of prey legs. I believe that this is how it's meant to be out of the box, because again, if you fully outstretch them, he gets a bit back heavy and he'll try and tip over. But I also don't believe that you flip out these claws until beast mode happens. But maybe you can make it work. You can make him stand taller, or make him shorter if you prefer. There's no pivot on the ankle joint. There's no ankle joint. So they swing to the side, but they don't tip up and down or forward and backward. But I don't mind that. I think it's going to be a figure that it's going to take me a while to get used to in hand. which is by no means a complaint. Like, it invites me to handle it and just experiment with how I would like to display it. And again, I'm very attracted to its... Well, not attracted to. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, I think I said it earlier. I like how weird and out there this is. You know, it's the prime of beasts. So the fact that it turns into a beast, as well as having a kind of hybrid beast robot form, that's really cool. That really appeals to me. It's nice to have something so different from something that turns into a car or a jet. And I still love those, but I like that this turns into something I wouldn't normally go for when I'm looking for a Transformer. And I appreciate that, because I wanted to collect the Age of the Prime stuff because I'm like, hey, yeah, the 13 Primes, they're significant. They've never had figures before. It's only 13 of them. It's not a huge commitment. I mean, it is, but it's not. So yeah, I'm impressed by it. Right, we're going to dive into the transformation now. We're going to turn him into Centaur mode. So, what's first? First we flip these little horsey hooves up. Then the arms come forward like this. Again, my hands are blocking the whole thing from happening. I'll try and sort of do it like this, if I can. These down like that. Lift this up. Then then the lower legs up like that. I've just noticed that I think the claws were meant to be out for robot mode. Interesting. Because now it's saying to flip them back in. Ah. Right, when I turn him back into robot mode later, we'll have to see how much better he stands. Okay. Then we're coming to the beast head back here, and that's coming up. And then I think this whole assembly is... Is that right? Like that? That looks right, because you've got like the back legs now. And these legs may come forward. But according to the instructions, if these legs are here... Oh yeah, no, I've done that right, good. So then holding it like this, these limbs come down like this. I think that's right. Thank you, Seribot. I think I've... Yeah. Again, it's just a case of learning how the figure is put together. And also deciphering the instructions. There we go. So, I mean, I think I followed the instructions. That's what it seems... That's how it seems to be. I kind of wish there was a better way to store the alternate beast mode head at the back. Because it's just kind of sitting here like this. But that, I believe that is the Centaur mode. Actually, the instructions show this kind of hanging up like that. And you can, it says to spread the wings for the centaur mode as well. I mean, obviously, with a pair of wings, he is a centaur who can fly. So again, it's very cool. A very different transformer. The instructions also said to like close up his head. I don't know how well that's going to show, and I can't really. If I splay his legs out, then hopefully you can see his head better. So you kind of close up his head, and then his lower jaw becomes the jaw of a different kind of head, like that one. So he's kind of got 3 different faces, which is cool. The robot mode face, the centaur mode face, and then obviously the beast mode face back there. Yeah, okay. So coming back to these, split this open, and then this tabs onto there. Yeah, there we go. So we end up with a sort of bow and arrow kind of look. And apparently it goes into this arm. Don't know how well he's going to hold it. Oh, pretty well. Yeah. Bow and arrows are a bit of a strange one with Transformers, if you ask me. Because, you know, you've got to work both limbs to hold one weapon. But if that's the best way you can hold it, then, you know, how is he going to fire it? Figure it out. Looks pretty cool, though. Again, you know, Beast, Hunter, Transformers Beast Hunters, I think was an actual thing. I think that's part of the Prime universe, actually. Which kind of was one of the integral things of the aligned continuity, which, again, is what Onyx Prime here is based on. That one up there. So, there we go. Centaur, bow and arrow. Obviously, the back legs kind of have the same posability as robot mode. The head as well. Maybe a little bit more of a downwards head tilt because of the jaw has obviously moved up. These front legs, so obviously they have the rotation up here. They can fly outwards. They can bend this way, or they can come right off. Apparently. Okay, that's a bit of a QC issue if you ask me. Like the mushroom peg stuff seems to be sliding off way too easily, and they can slide back on easily enough, but still. Okay, that's cool. You can kind of give him some, have him trotting along the road. Cool. Okay, centaur mode. Yay, done. Now to go from centaur mode to robot mode. No, sorry, to beast mode. To be fair, you, again, there's like display options, like with all the other primes. So you could have Onyx Prime with his regular robot mode face on show as the centaur. But for the beast mode, it wants the regular head there. And then this bit sliding up onto his face there. Yeah, does that need to clip onto anything, or is it just there? Looks like it's just sitting there. Okay. Then we bring these forward again. I'm going to take this off now. Yep. Arms up. And rotate the hands out this way. Oh no. Rotate the forearms like that and then rotate the hands down. Okay. So we end up kind of reaching out like that. What's going on here? So, oh right, these are the hind legs now. So here, close them up against the leg like that. That doesn't look right because the instructions show them to show them sitting flush. Obviously, I don't want to force it. Or is it like that? No, no, not like that. I think these instructions may be based on a much earlier model. I think. Yeah, no, I think that's it. I think that's just how it's meant to be. Okay. And then these fold up inside there. And then up. Fold the wings back. And then this whole assembly moves forward, but I think it's already moved forward, so you end up like this. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, there we go. And here's where you get 6 legs for the beast mode. And the beast head comes like this and tabs into that bit there. Okay. Got to try and move 6 legs to all be on the floor together. There we go. Okay, so then the bow becomes a tail again, but a proper one this time. Okay. Oh, and there's some interesting weapon storage. So we take this, pull that off, and then tab it on like that. And then coming around to the back, it wants this then tabbed on here. Oh dear. Oh my god, okay, so not only do you have the six-legged beast mode, it then shows how to fold these back up so that he ends up with a four-legged beast mode. Maybe I'll try that. Oh, but the last thing is the wings. So yeah, there he is. Kind of a... It's not a griffin, is it? A griffin has a bird head and like a horse body, is that right? Or am I thinking of a hippogriff? Or is it just a giant four-legged bird? What's the one that has like a lion head? I don't know. I keep thinking chimera, but no, chimera doesn't fly. Is it griffin or griffon? Maybe there's a difference between the two, and that's what I'm thinking of. Anyway, yeah. Honestly, a very impressive beast mode. I like this more than I thought I would. I thought that 6 legs would be awkward, but it kind of, you know, again, the nature of the beast, multiple limbs or multiple legs even. You know, he's gone from a bipedal robot to a 4-legged centaur to a 6-legged beast. Like he's really encompassing every nature of a beast form. You know, there's little details of like hairs on the limbs. I don't think they'll pick up on camera. He's got the robotic armor plating, the hooves of a horse, the hands. You know, it makes you think of, you know, primates and stuff. Claws, hooks. It's like they've taken every possible beast mode and put it into one guy. And that makes sense, you know, from what we read from the bio, from the little description that TF Wiki have. He is the prime of the beast forms. So, yeah, it checks out. Let's quickly check out 4-legged beast form. So, we've got to flip these out and rotate them so that the hollow bits are facing forward. Extend these out. And then coming round this way. Wait, what? Oh yeah, okay, coming around this way. Rotate these like that. I'll put the tail back on later. Oh, it's basically putting the arms back where they were for robot mode. So these come around like that. Okay, they do tab into the backpack, that's good to know. And then the arms just come down like that. And there's your 4-legged beast mode. Yeah, cool. I love that. That was unexpected because I'm pretty sure on the box art it only showed 6-legged beast, 4-legged centaur, and then the robot mode. So, if anything, he's a quad changer now. And he can go from robot, 2 legs, 2 arms, to a centaur, so 4 legs, 2 arms, to a beast mode with 4 legs, 2 arms, but technically 6 legs, and then a beast form with 4 legs. Very cool. Loads of different ways of transforming him. And, you know, that brings us to the end of the transformation. So, that honestly, less complicated than I thought. Again, I feel like the figure itself requires working out. It's not so much the transformation that does, it's the figure. And that's a really refreshing idea. It's really nice that I've been able to figure out the movement of the figure rather than, you know, how to do the transformation. This piece goes there, that piece goes there, fold that under there, flip that over. It's just, you know, rotate his limbs this way to get him to do this. I mean, they kind of sound more or less the same thing, but yeah, I don't know, man. This is probably one of the most, maybe not my favourite of the Age of the Primes, but definitely one of the most interesting. And I think for that reason, it then becomes, it's a second favourite. Not the most favourite, but second favourite. It's just so wild, if you'll pardon the pun. Right, we're going to turn it back into a robot mode, and then I'll get the whole gang here, and we'll see how he blends in with them. No thank you, this is much too intense. Okay. There we go. Stretch his legs out as far as they'll go. Then we'll get these heel pieces out. And that should really help him stand up straight. I mean, the robot mode is pretty much already there, look. Very easy. Yeah, there we go. Those heel supports really help. I think he also looks sort of shaman-esque, if that's the right term to use, when he's holding the staff. There we go. He doesn't really hold it there as well as he should, although I think this... Yep, that does tab into his hand, that's good. So for the purposes of displaying him with the other primes, I will just move these down. Okay. So there's Onyx Prime. Here we have Alchemist Prime, or Macadam, as he's later known, but it's Alchemist Prime. Very small and very different. Then, Solus Prime, who again is very small and very different, but at least Solus Prime and Alchemist Prime, they both share, vehicle modes. Then, might have to move these guys back a bit to see them all together. Then Prima Prime, the first Prime allegedly, or the first Prime with an alt mode. And then there's Megatronus, the only other so far, at least in my collection, the only other leader class Prime. It does make me wonder how many of them are going to get the leader class treatment. I have a feeling that the 13th Prime, or the one that, people say, oh, Optimus Prime was the 13th Prime. I think he'll get a leader class. God. Yeah, they're all very unique. But Onyx Prime is the first one that doesn't have a transformation mode with wheels. And it is refreshing. It's a refreshing take. Tank, car, van, centaur, beast, hawk thing. And, honestly, he doesn't look that out of place. When you look at this collection and you think, well, they're the 13 Primes. They're part of the 13 Primes. Then you think, oh yeah, it all makes sense. Especially I'm looking at him standing behind Solus Prime, and I'm like, yeah, you look like you guys are on the same team. I think it helps that they've both got a similar kind of silver face look. Yeah, I'm very excited to get the whole collection. Again, this is only 5 of them, So there's still another 8 remaining. Quintus Prime, Amalgamus Prime, and Micronus Prime are the only ones that I know of. They're not out yet, though. Not in the UK, anyway. Or not that I've seen. I will get them when I get the chance. But yeah, there we go. That's Onyx Prime. A very scatterbrained unboxing, I think. And it didn't even take an hour. Which, I'm surprised about, because I thought, well, with the number of transformations this guy's got, surely it's going to be, you know, one that takes hours. But no. Look at that. How majestic is that? You know, it's interesting that the wiki said, you know, he's a friendly guy. Kind-hearted and friendly. He looks like he'll fucking rip you a new one. Maybe he would anyway. But yeah, there we go. Onyx Prime. Unboxing done. And I'm now going to try and end the stream. Oh god. There we go. Okay. Alright, cool. Music's ended. Perfect timing. That's it for the unboxing. Thank you for anyone who has attended. I will once again not be raiding out because I don't think the viewer retention is very high on a Sunday. Certainly not in the middle of the day, and certainly not for a Transformer stream that is less than an hour long. So, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for some Minecraft. Yeah, I'm expecting a Lego delivery as well tomorrow. So, there will be a Lego stream, probably not until Thursday though, but I will set some time aside for that. I'm also hoping that I may have had a better idea on how to do the actual Lego build. Because streaming unboxings and Lego builds in this office is not working how I would like it to. I don't really know what else to do. Like all of the space available to me on the desks that I have in here is occupied. Like it's my main PC, it's my work laptop, the monitors, the keyboard, the mouse, the fucking cables. Like it's all there, and it all has to stay there. There's really not much free real estate left over once I consider all that. But I did mention I've got that fold-out table, so maybe I'll get that and we'll see if that works. Maybe I'll have to do an unboxing like the old days, where the camera is looking at me with the Lego in front of me, and then I've got a second camera that has like a close-up view. I don't know. But it is what it is. And this has been the Age of the Primes Onyx Prime unboxing. Cheery bye. Farewell.